Hello, my name is Carmen and I am a targeted individual, and in this video I would like to speak about the programming of targeted individuals, especially about the trigger words. And they do not have to be trigger words, they can also be trigger actions. And I have spoken in another video about the fact that targeted individuals are probably implanted in the ears because most TIs do emit radio frequencies, especially from the ears. They might not emit from other areas of the body or one or two other locations, but the ears are also always important. And through ear implants, some TIs are harassed with voices and loud music and other things. And there is also brain entrainment. There is a S sound that comes in and that puts you in another mental state. And they can also hypnotize you while you sleep. And it's not the most obvious thing, and it takes a while before TIs realize it. Some never do, some do, some might not even have that part. It's difficult to know. And basically, you know that if you are going to the movies or you are watching a scary movie at home and you see something horrible in that movie, you have a physical reaction. You might jump up, or you might feel scared. You might turn your head or even change the channel. And if you see something very disgusting, you might throw up, and you feel you have this physical reaction, so you are in a very bad mood for at least 1 hour. And some people might also feel very horrible when they hear something bad, you know, that they do not want to speak about. Maybe it's a phobia, maybe it is a past experience that makes them feel very bad about it emotionally. And we have seen on TV, you know, you had this hypnotists making people to do certain stuff, and that's real because they can use sleep hypnosis, let's say, or maybe even daytime subliminal hypnosis. It's very difficult to know, but definitely during the sleep is the easiest because you are very relaxed, you are sleeping, and they put you into a relaxed state. And thereafter they you are very suggestible, and they put in suggestions in your mind that when you see something, hear something, or do something, you have a certain physical and emotional reactions. Usually it's two. So TIs might suddenly find themselves reacting to words, and because they react, it's like they also feel that it's about them, you know. So they can put stalkers help with that a lot, because they can walk past you and they say certain words. It's like you react and you have no idea why. And the first time I noticed a trigger was one day in 28 or 9, I think. I don't know exactly, but I was already in Spain, and I wanted to print out some stuff. I didn't have a printer. I went to the store, and when I gave the person working there the money, uh, I suddenly smiled, and I definitely didn't feel like smiling because everything was hell around me. I was in Benidorm actually, and it was a horrible time, and I was just trying to get some information that I want to read so I would understand a little bit more about what I am going through and so on. It was the first time I had found some information, and I smiled, but when I smiled, the world smiled with me. It was like everything was shining, and it was like I almost thought immediately this must be hypnosis. I had quite some experience, 2 years maybe of experience of meditation. That's my theory about it, why I realized, oh my god, this is hypnosis. And maybe I was more in touch with my subconscious mind than other people. And I noticed this very early, and I looked up information, and immediately I found something about sleep hypnosis used you know, by Scientology and so on, but I didn't find any information about targeted individuals. It took until the end of 2009 before I found other TIs and so on. And I thought maybe they have mics around me, because I had no idea. I had some information from stalkers and their infiltrators that I am implanted and so on, but it was so grotesque in my mind to have something. I don't even have a tattoo. Imagine realizing and admitting to oneself that one has an implant. I don't like this stuff. I don't want to enhance my body. I don't want anything put in my body or on my body. So I didn't want to admit it to myself, actually. So I remembered, and I put together other stuff, like when people walked around me and said ladron, like thief, or like puta, they use that on me, prostitute and whore and so on. And I remember that I had these reactions, before. And I basically began realizing, that somehow they hypnotized me. And I had tried self hypnosis at home, and it never worked. I never managed to hypnotize myself. And thereafter I noticed more and more and more, I began traveling around a little bit, because I wanted to see what patterns, what's happening. Can I run away? I even tried to run away, and so on. And I went to Germany, and I remember that I was sitting in a bus, and some guy said, I think that you are tired. And I felt so tired immediately. And thereafter it happened again, the same trigger, so I felt extremely tired, and I almost fell asleep and so on. So I noticed that, but it wasn't until the summer of 2010 when I basically felt so targeted. The headaches were incredible, and for some reason I had this thought that I I can't I can't do anything about it. This comes from other sources, so it's how can I fight it? And I just relax, and I let go of the resistance and the need to control everything. And in that millisecond, the whole targeting stopped, at least for a few hours. And I just relaxed and I rested, because it's exhausting to live with such pain and to such fear, because you have this flight and fight response, because it's normal. You are under attack, and you're under horrible pain. And I almost can't believe that some of the stalkers think that they can put you into order, or control you, when all you want to do is fight, because that's what we are made. Our physical bodies are to react and to fight back in some way. And especially since you also have these triggers, and it's not them, only. We are hit from all the directions every second of the day. It's like, come on, are you? I don't understand how some people think, but anyway, probably not that deeply. But anyway, I after relaxing like that, for a few hours, I suddenly remembered my cats. and I thought, oh my god, I haven't fed my cats. And the very moment I thought the word fed, the whole attack began again. And I thought, oh my god, fed. So I started to think about food and everything related to food. And it was like they were taking out of the dictionary everything related to food: eat, hungry, in all languages that I knew, even words that I didn't know because I found them while reading sometimes other things about food, because we as targeted individuals were very interested about health because it helps to detox and so on, and that's how I realized that some of the attacks are connected to basically trigger words, trigger actions: looking at the mountain, uh, sitting down, taking the bottle, drinking coffee, um, feeling the coffee going down the throat and so on. And you have constantly this torturous physical attacks, like you were everything around you was bad, and it's not that strange that an implant would also start to target you, because of course if somebody would sit there and every second of the day would sit at the computer and mess with these implants, that would be a lot of hard work. And they use programming just like computers. These implants are small computers basically, and they would try to rationalize their job and make it easier. And if you have a programmable or many programmable chips in you, of course they would use programming and also artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence is not science fiction. These are everyday things also. We don't call that maybe artificial intelligence, but it is. When you go to the store and they read the barcode of your product and they know the price and the type of product, that's artificial intelligence. You have also airbags that can um, sense that there's an impact. They know something about they sense something about the speed of the vehicle and the impact and whatever other things, and they would react. And other smart devices that can find things themselves, that are also sensing and reacting at the right time. You have many things that use artificial intelligence. And that's the case also with TIs, that they have these chips that use artificial intelligence and that probably communicate with each other as well. And they can probably also affect hormones in your body. And just having a nerve stimulated can create a lot of pain. If you have a pacemaker, you have to adjust it so that it doesn't kill you. If you change that, it might. A pacemaker is a very dangerous device. If you program it or you adjust it in the wrong way, it can kill you. If you have a cochlear implant, if you are deaf, you also have to adjust it so that it works properly. Otherwise, there was somebody said anyway that there was some article in the newspaper about an old lady that had a device implanted in her ear so that she could hear better, and somebody had hacked into that and called her names and so on. So it is possible. And but it is not something that everyone knows, but that's basically what happens. So when stalkers are asked to tell us certain things, and they see that we react to a thief or pedophile or prostitute, it is not because we are, but because we are subconsciously programmed to react to something that we have no idea about. Even drugs, or other things, anything negative. And probably that's how I interpreted that the stalkers say something, and we react, and they think that we are guilty, or that we have a bad conscience about it. And that's why, no, it is because we are programmed to react to it. And in the beginning of the experience, and it can take years for a TI to realize it. So don't assume that you know everything, and don't assume that you have any kind of control, because you are just a pawn in the whole thing. And you should also, as a stalker, take your responsibility and realize this: um, you are just used to perform a role that is important to the perps, and they are not the good guys. They are the bad guys. Everything that you think you know about us is, we are not the disturbed one. What is done to us is extremely disturbed. Thank you for watching.